Okay, so in this video, we're going to be talking about how to turn positive code email responses into actual clients who add to your bottom line revenue. Okay, because what I've seen in my own time running code email for both myself and for my clients is that code email responses, it doesn't equal money in the bank. Okay, and I've seen so many situations where we have people who are running code emails and getting responses, but it's just wasting your time and your money for weeks and months hopping on lead calls that go freaking nowhere. And it's not because the leads are broken, it's because the process of what happens before the call and after the call, those are both unoptimized. Okay, so let's talk about how we can fix this. So first, who am I? Well, my name is Alan Woods. I'm the founder of Woods Ascension. We are a B2B appointment setting firm. We started in December of 2018, but we made a transition in our agency about 8 months ago where we started switching over into the B2B space. So now we serve commercial lenders and M&A firms. We've driven over $30 million in revenue for our clients through our system. And this is not pipeline value. This is actual booked, verifiable revenue. We covered that in other videos, which you can watch somewhere on this screen. We have case studies on these clients, but simply put, we build appointment systems that drive calls, sales appointments, and clients for our partners. Okay, enough context. So what happened in this specific case is that we had a client we were doing a campaign for in the lending space. They're a commercial vehicle lender, and we were sending them dozens of appointments, but literally none were converting. And so we've done this exact same type of campaign for ourselves and for others. And typically we see between a 10% to a 30% close rate from the booked appointments that we send for ourselves and for clients. But we were sending this client dozens of appointments and they were getting absolutely jack shit. So we had to ask the question, what is going on? What's the issue? And so I was beating myself up for weeks, wondering what the hell are we doing wrong? Apologizing to the client, optimizing this, changing that, overthinking. I'm a perfectionist, myself and my entire team. So if we see that our clients aren't getting real money from what we're doing, then I'm like, what's going wrong? And then I took a look at their funnel and I saw the problem. So these are the factors that make or break cold email campaigns. This is what determines if the cold email positive replies actually turn into real clients, okay? Because replies aren't money. So at a high level, before I dive deeper into each of these, number one is strict qualification. Number two is having a robust trust and information process that happens before the call, before the appointment. Number three is actually asking for the close on the call. This is obvious, but people don't do this sometimes. And number four is having systematic follow-up after the call, okay? And number four specifically it's very, very valuable. So these all have to work together as a system. If any of these is missing, then the entire thing breaks apart. Now, let's dive deeper here. But before I do that, let's simplify. Because one thing that I love about Hormozy and most of the people who I have a lot of respect for in life is that they have a way of condensing complex ideas into the absolute foundational, fundamental elements. And so at the fundamental level, at the first principles level, what matters is this. In order to turn cold emails into clients, it is simply a factor, an output of a couple of different factors together. So number one is how well your offer is fit to the audience that you're targeting. If your offer does not fit the audience, nothing else matters. If they don't want what you have, nothing else matters. Number two is how much trust you build. If they don't trust you, even if your offer is amazing, it doesn't matter. And number three is how much risk seems to be involved in taking action versus not taking action. It's not just the amount of risk involved to take action. It's a pendulum swing. If the risk involved in taking action is greater than the risk involved in not taking action, then they're not going to take action. So you have to make it seem ethically that taking action is the less risky option. Now, if you can maximize the fit rate and trust while minimizing the risk of taking action and maximizing the risk of not taking action, they buy. At the first principles level, that's all that we're doing in cold email. Everything else here that I'm going to dive into is simply an outcropping of those core factors, okay? So let's dive deeper. So more specifically, here's an exercise for you. Because, again, you have to have qualified people coming onto your calendar. So I want you to sit down for 10 minutes and think about all of your absolute worst clients, the people who you have absolutely hated. Think about the people who you've got onto calls with, sales calls with in the past, and who've just completely wasted your time. And ask yourself the question, okay, what demographic traits and behavioral traits do they all have in common? You have to specify these and actively exclude these types of people at the broadest, earliest point possible, because what's going to happen is that you're going to start getting a bunch of calls from people who aren't qualified. You're going to take these calls, they're not going to convert, and then after that, you're going to bring this trash energy onto every call, because you're going to be going in with the mindset of, oh, every lead is trash, so there's no point in even being at my best for this call. And that is a mentality that's going to absolutely kill your results. So what you have to do, because this will absolutely sabotage everything in your business, is you have to exclude these people early. You cannot have bad fits on your calendar. Okay, let me repeat that. You cannot allow people who are not a good fit onto your calendar. It will not work. It will kill your business. Oh, but some of them will convert, Alan. No, they won't. They will destroy your brain. They will destroy your business. Don't let them on your calendar. Okay, next. And to add some more substance to this, the client that we're currently working with, at first, they were talking, there was not really any type of qualification process in place early on. And this was a learning process for both of us. And again, they're a commercial vehicle lending company, and they provide loans for vehicles that are over X amount of dollars. And so we had to put qualifiers in place for their prospects of how soon are you looking to get a vehicle? How much do you want to spend on the vehicle? How much of a loan are you looking for? How soon are you looking to buy it? And without that, if we didn't have those in place, before we had those in place, they were just getting these trash leads that went nowhere. Okay, number 2, trust and information that systematically is pushed into the prospect's brain before the call. The goal is that every person should come onto the calls with you already equipped with almost all of the information that they need to understand what you do, who you serve, what sets you apart. And again, this last one is a bit more of a strategic choice, but for my funnel, for example, we also include the price because we want to exclude people who can't afford the price. Okay, here's the thing. People have no idea who you are if you're reaching out via cold email. So you must build trust and you must provide information. How? Well, a couple different things. Number 1, text them from your personal line before the call. Once they have responded to your cold email and booked a call, in the in-between time, that gap between the time of the call elapsing and the time that they booked the call, text them. Send them a video. Connect with them on LinkedIn. Send them a link to one of your YouTube videos, or if you don't have a YouTube channel, send them a link to one of your LinkedIn pieces of content. And the idea here is that people trust people. People don't trust faceless businesses. They trust people. They trust faces. People buy from people. And if people consume your content before a sales call, it massively increases the trust and purchasing rate. They've done some studies in this area that show that on average it takes a person consuming about 7 hours of a company or individual's content in order to trust them enough to buy a high ticket item, a high ticket service. So again, obviously everyone won't fall into that 7 hour consumption metric, but if you want to truly increase your closing rate, it's best to have some type of content they can consume and understand that 1, you are a real human, 2, they can trust you, 3, you can deliver, etc., etc. And within all of this, case studies are more valuable than anything. So having case studies of you with your clients on a call, going through the numbers, the metrics of their specific results, that beats everything, okay? Now, in terms of information, because the case studies take care of the trust element here, but they still need to understand what you do. So having a breakout page that clearly explains what your offer is, who it's for, what the process is like. Let me show you guys an example real quick. Woods Ascension, pre-call. What's the specific link? Okay, so example. So before people get onto a call with me and my team, I have a page that tells them this is how our system works. Who is this for? What do the campaign results look like? Which dives deep into the results that we've done for other clients. How do I know this works in my industry? What specifically can I expect in the first 90 days? What counts as a qualified appointment? What's the cost? So we cover everything so that by the time of the call, they already know me, know what the offer is, know how it works, know what the cost is. And that way I'm not getting on the call and fighting against them and answering a billion questions. It's an intake call at that point. They already know exactly what it is. It's time to sign up. Okay? So that's the key here. It's not a sales call, it's an intake call. And this is what makes that difference. Now, number 3, ask for the close. I began looking back over some of my clients' appointments, and I saw that they were ending the calls with such limp energy. Oh, we'll send you an email discussing things. Huh? What? An email? Listen, you have to. So number 1, you have to spend the first part of the call getting very clear on what the person's issue is and diving them a little bit into the pain so that they understand that they have a real problem. But once you've established that they have a problem, that they want to solve it, and that your service is the solution for their problem, then it is your moral obligation to ask for the close. If you don't ask, you won't get. And again, this is obvious, but a lot of times people they feel that they can't ask for a close when it comes to cold email because the leads don't know them yet. That's not the case. Cold email works. People can trust you through cold email, and they can buy from you through cold email on the first call through cold email. But again, you have to actually build trust, establish that they have a problem that you can solve, and ask for it. Next, systematic follow-up after the call. So every lead is not going to close on that first call. It's oftentimes beneficial to not even have a one-call close system. I do over the course of a couple of different calls just to fully establish trust and fully establish that we have the right solution. But my point here is that you need to have some type of follow-up process because, again, the typical close rate on the first call over cold email can vary between 5 to 35%, depending on how good your offer is, how much trust you have built up, and et cetera, et cetera. So even in the best case scenario, you're still missing out on 65% of leads that won't close on that first call. So if you just leave them there, it's useless. You're missing out on over half of the potential customers. So what you need to do is, over the course of weeks, you need to follow up. You need to send them case studies. You need to send them ROI calculators. You need to send them samples of the work that you're currently doing for clients. Send them screenshots of the results that you're currently getting. Oh, this client got this many calls today. Oh, this client, blah, blah. Or if you're a lending client, for example, you send them a video of one of your happy borrowers who just got funded and was able to handle their payroll, or was able to buy new equipment for their towing company, whatever the case may be. Because the fact of the matter is this: most of the time, if they are on a call with you and your service is actually valuable, it's not that they don't want to do business with you. It's that they don't yet trust you enough, which is a factor of you not having built enough proof and you not having touched them enough times yet. So touch them more and build more proof. Okay, so those are the core factors that truly determine if and when cold email works and leads into new clients versus when it falls flat on its face and leads to wasted time, wasted money, and annoyance. Okay? And for the people who I've spoken with who have had poor results with cold email in the past, this is most often a mix of the core factors that have been holding them back. Okay? Now, with all that in mind, here's the pitch. We are Woods Ascension. We provide qualified appointments on a paid on results basis. And we set up a system that does all of this for you. Okay? So we handle the setup. We handle the domains. We handle the warmup. We handle the deliverability. We handle the qualification. We handle everything up until the very moment of them getting onto the sales call with you, so that you can literally just focus on running your business and doing sales calls. Doesn't that sound nice? It is. But with that in mind, this does not work for everybody. We can't help a lot of businesses. Because we're a boutique agency and we don't have that much capacity, frankly. We want to keep things small and with people who we actually enjoy. But B, a lot of businesses just they're not ready for cold outreach. They're not ready for they're just not ready. So there's a couple things that are required. Number one, you need to have a decent offer. Now, we can help you to restructure your offer in a way that is more conducive to cold email results, cold email audiences. Number two, you need to have some case studies and proof in place. If you have even just one or two case studies from clients or one or two client results, that's good. Number three, you need to have a very clear, precise target of who your audience is, and you need to provide real value for them. And number four, you need to have a decent, semi-decent sales team. Okay? If you have those four things, there's a good chance that we can help you. So book a call below at the link provided. No pitch, just discovery. I'm not going to try to cram our offer down your throat. We're going to have a real conversation about what your current bottleneck is, what you're currently doing to drive more booked appointments for you and your team. And if I see that we can help you, I'll tell you that. If I see that we can't help you, I'll tell you that too. But again, we only get paid on results, so I have absolutely zero incentive to try to sell you on a dream. So that's that. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video and got some value out of this, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.